Hey, it's Christina, and it's kind of windy and the sun is kind of out, and so I have like hair in my lip gloss and my eyes are squinty, and anyway, it's just a hot mess. So excusey on that. Wanted to tell you that this is my 6-month mark to the day since I joined USTLA. I should rephrase that. Since I came home from the Alabama field training, because I did have a couple weeks of training, phone coaching before I went to Alabama. So anyway, the meat was really given in Alabama. The processes I really got when I was in Alabama. And so this is the 6-month mark. 120 days. Is that right? 6 times 3, 180 days. Sorry. Public school educated here. So my math, I gotta double check myself sometimes. 180 days. And I gotta tell you, I have been chasing my goal this whole time. So my goal leaving Alabama was 22 properties in 2022. So the year is 2022. I don't know if, when you're watching this, but I started mid-February. That is when I got back from my training, and it is now August, and I have been behind the 8 ball because I got skunked in June and I only had 1 in July, and that put me back. But I should rephrase that, because that's not true. I think it was skunked in May and only 1 in June, because July I had 3 and I lost 2 in July in addition to that. So anyway, that led me up to 11 as I was approaching my 6-month goal, or 6-month 6-month mark on my timeline here, and I had 11. 6 months is halfway, right? Half the year. I should have 11, which I did, but I needed to account for January because I wanted 22 in 2022, which means I needed 11 by July, and because I didn't get started till February, and that means I was already January behind. Are you tracking, or am I just sounding crazy? I feel like I'm sounding crazy, but I know the math was right before I came out here and did this video. So anyway, it's August. It's 6 months after my training, but it's really 7 into my 8th month for my goal wise, if that makes sense. So today, being the end of my 6 months, on the day, I actually was able to purchase 2 more properties, which puts me at 13 for 6 months post-training. But the sad part is I just got a video back, actually photos back, not video. I don't know why my mouth rolls with the camera and then my brain catches up, is like, yeah, that's not right. So I'm not telling you a story. I'm just, it's hard on camera. I am not a professional on camera. And so sometimes my brain just needs to slow down a scotch. Anyway, back to getting the photos. Got the photos from the property manager who went in, took a look-see. Good thing, let's just say good thing those photos aren't scratch and sniff, okay? They are rough. And that is not even the worst of it. The worst of it is I made the cardinal mistake. I did what I said I would never do, and my coach told me never to do, and I ended up doing it and I didn't even know it. So this property that I purchased, this problem child, I purchased 2 weeks after coming back from training. So I'm gonna give myself a little grace on that. Okay, I now know better, so I now do better, and that is the learning process. That's a learning curve, and I'm sorry if you say that you don't make any mistakes. You either haven't tried anything or you're a freaking liar. So there's that. The cardinal sin: thinking you're buying one property and then you actually buy a different property. So the property manager sends me these photos after getting into the property. She secured it, changed the locks, whatever. And she does this walkthrough, this initial walkthrough, because it's vacant and we're ready to get some rehabbing going. And I'm like, yeah, that house does not look familiar. That's not my house. So I go back in my emails and stuff, and sure enough, that is not the photo of the exterior of the house that this property manager initially took for me prior to me purchasing. Like, I purchased based upon her notes and these photos, these exterior photos. And so I'm just like, yeah, think there's an error here. So I wrote her an email like, think there's an error here. And she wrote back, she's like, yeah, no error. I'm like, what? Yeah, no error. The neighbor said that addresses got changed a couple years ago, and yeah, the GPS brought me to this, and it's not really this house. It's the one that's the piece of crap. And I'm just like, ugh. So anyway, I go back and I check the GIS mapping. Number 1 rule: check the GIS mapping and count it against the Google Street View, not the Street View, the map view, where you can see the like lot lines, and then you can count, oh, it's 5 from the intersection of Main and Broadway or whatever, you know? And sure enough, that GIS is the same exact house location as the house shows, according to the GIS, aligns with the Google map view. I made the mistake, and I trusted someone else who went out and took the video or took the photos for me, and the remarks were like, perfect house, great roof, exterior looks awesome, totally sound, perfect. Yep, we're gonna buy that one. Yeah, so didn't end up that way. But the saving grace is the property manager said it's gonna be okay, this happens, and my husband will be able to help out to cut some costs by doing the work versus contracting it out. So here we go. First more than $20 mistake. Remember, I made that $20 mistake taking photos of the house next door. Well, I did purchase the house next door this time around, and the thing is if I make one mistake and we can figure out how to salvage, and we rent it for a little bit longer, it is vacant, so we're going to be able to move right in and get going with rehabbing, so that's going to help speed up the cash flow, but it's going to need a lot. But if I can learn from this and just not do that same thing again, I'm going to say money well spent, duly noted, and let's proceed. Again, this wind in the lip gloss, it is terrible. So that's what I have for you, my 6-month update. In addition to the property update, I have 3 vacants out of those. Let's see here, out of the 13, I think I'm waiting for 5. I have 3 on the, that are vacant, waiting for rehab estimates. I have one that they've ghosted me, and so we are moving. We've actually filed the ejectment papers, and I have another one that I'm waiting for paperwork on. No, one that I'm waiting for the notice to be posted, and that's I believe occupied. So I only have 3 vacant. The rest are occupied according to Alabama Power, saying that the power is on, the service is active at the property. So hopefully I won't have too many bombs inside like this one to deal with. Who knows? So far, 6 months, I've gotten a lot of hand holding. I've gotten my deals looked over, and I've been able to get the coaching and the team and go back through all of my coaching sessions. So I upload them onto my podcast app, and I listen to them when I'm out on walks, and I've been able to go through all of them. I've also transcribed them into text so I can read them, underline them, highlight them, star them, smiley face with the dot, all that jazz. That helps me just to really sink in that training, and it really does work to go through the sessions again, because it just happens so fast auditorily. I don't know what the percentage rate is, but I don't think it's very high as far as what we actually absorb the first time around, just listening to information one time, especially when you're sitting for 6 hours at a time doing a one-on-one times 2 days, consecutive days. It's just a lot of information, especially when you're drinking from a fire hose. So that's my update. I have no idea where I will be in 12 months, total 12 months. So this will be December of 2022 will be my 12-month mark. Where will I be? Will I hit my goal? Actually, February will be my 12-month mark, but my goal is by the end of December to 22. If I didn't confuse you. Again, brain is working more, or my mouth is working faster than my brain is working, I guess. I think I'm gonna make my goal. I'm gonna work hard and see where we get. Talk to you later. Bye.